Tonight, a one-year report card on rights and equality for Canada's queer community. The disturbing findings.
Trans youth are 5 times more likely to commit suicide.
The shocking increase in discrimination and violence.
Some people can't even say they're gay out loud.
On a day Ottawa shows its pride. A racially motivated shooting rampage.
This is tough. This is home.
Chilling video of a white man preparing to gun down black people at a discount store. Plus a love story for the ages.
She always knows me, but she doesn't know we're married.
Feelings rekindled, vows renewed, even when memories fade.
CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo.
Good evening. On a day where Ottawa's Pride Parade set a record for participation, a reason to celebrate, critics say hate crimes against the queer community are on the increase. Monday will mark 1 year since the federal government unveiled a roadmap aimed at advancing rights and equality. But as CTV's Judy Trin reports, change is slow.
Rainbow jubilation among the 10,000 participants at this year's Capital Pride Parade.
Some people can't even say they're gay out loud, and here we are marching in the streets and people are cheering us on.
This turnout is a strong show of celebration, but it's also a strong symbolic pushback against a rising tide of hate.
1 year after the federal government announced a $100 million action plan to advance the rights of LGBTQ+ communities, progress has stalled. Data from Statistics Canada shows a 64% increase in reported hate crimes targeting sexual orientation. Incidents like this attempt to shut down a drag story time are happening more often. The culprits are mostly young men, while a growing number of victims are trans youth.
Trans youth are 5 times more likely than anyone else in our society to commit suicide.
Today in Saskatchewan, hundreds protested against a new education policy demanding parental consent before students under the age of 16 can change their pronouns. New Brunswick has a similar policy. He, she, and they have become political flashpoints.
My message to Justin Trudeau is butt out and let provinces run schools and let parents raise kids.
Protect trans kids!
Earlier this week, a small but determined march wound through downtown Ottawa.
Hate groups are organized, they're well-resourced, and they're connected to people in power.
Among those sounding the alarm, parents of transitioning teens.
He's already been bullied in school and ended up with concussion for being trans. Who knows what the bigger world holds for him?
1 million Canadians identify as LGBTQ+, among them 100,000 as transgender and non-binary. The future is one of growing strength in numbers. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
A stunned Jacksonville, Florida community gathered in prayer this evening after a white man went on a shooting rampage. When he was done, 3 people in a black neighborhood were dead. U.S. President Joe Biden has condemned the actions of the gunman in a nation that's seen hate crimes increase 12% from a year ago. CTV's Heather Wright reports.
1:08 p.m. Saturday, a man in a bulletproof vest stands in front of a black Kia and opens fire.
He fired 11 rounds at that car. He did not give any warning. He just did it.
Inside that vehicle was 52-year-old Angela Carr, the first of 3 black people killed in what police are calling a racially motivated shooting. The other 2 victims, 29-year-old Gerald Deshaun Gallion and 19-year-old Anult Joseph Laguerre, were killed inside the Dollar General store before the shooter turned the gun on himself. Police say the gunman, identified as Ryan Christopher Palmeter, had an AR-15 style rifle with swastikas on it.
This is tough. This is home.
In the midst of the rampage, police say the shooter paused to send his father a message.
At 1:18, the suspect texts his father and says, "Use a screwdriver to get into my room." The father enters the room and finds a last will and testament of the suspect along with a suicide note on his laptop.
Racist manifestos were also found detailing his hatred for black people.
The manifesto is quite frankly, the diary of a madman.
The shooting took place as thousands gathered to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
It was not just racially motivated, it was racist violence that has been perpetuated by rhetoric.
Authorities say the shooter stopped by an historically black university nearby before going to the Dollar General store, carrying out an attack that was eerily similar to the massacre in Buffalo last year, when 10 black people were killed in a grocery store.
It's too much, it's too often. We keep going down the same paths, over and over again.
Police say the guns were purchased legally and the shooter had no criminal history, though in 2017 he was detained for 72 hours for mental health reasons. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
An investigation is underway into the crash of a U.S. aircraft during military exercises off the coast of Australia. 3 Marines were killed, 20 were injured. Several were transported to hospital as rescuers searched the remote area for other survivors.
It may be time to stop, take a step back, and make sure that Marine Corps is doing everything it needs to do to fly safely.
This is the second Marine accident in a week. The Osprey aircraft also has a checkered history. It's been involved in 5 crashes over the past 11 years. And Russia confirmed today what many suspected. The body of Yevgeny Prigozhin was among those killed in a plane crash near Moscow last week. The leader of the mercenary Wagner group led a failed mutiny against Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin denies it is behind the crash. Well, tensions are rising again in Hawaii after another wildfire scare. This time, sirens sounded to warn residents of West Maui to leave. The order was lifted after the flames were contained. The area is bone dry. Last month, 115 people died when fire destroyed Lahaina. Well, the wildfire still burns 1.5 kilometers away from Hay River in the Northwest Territories. And now there are heat warnings and shifting winds to worry about.
We have an out-of-control wildfire that's right near a community. We got a lot of work to do ahead of us here.
While in BC, some fire-ravaged communities are beginning the work of rebuilding, but residents are also asking why there were no emergency text alerts at the height of the crisis. CTV's Penny Daflos reports.
BC's fire ranking system goes up to level 6 with those formerly called conflagrations, and that's what swept through the North Shuswap on August 18th. They're rare and extremely dangerous.
We were stuck on the riverbank and looked bleak. Things looked bleak. This might be it.
Some were trapped by the second fastest fire in BC history, roaring 22 kilometers in half a day.
I couldn't believe it. The fire was jumping across the highway.
There are now questions about when people were alerted to the danger and if the system worked as it should. The Alertable app sent urgent evacuation orders shortly after 2 p.m. But the Alert Ready text notification system, mostly used in Amber Alerts, only made it to a handful of people according to those on the ground. The province's own data shows that was around 8 p.m.
We didn't send it out until later in the day, and we'll look at how we're going to integrate with the Alert Ready system in the future.
Compared to the rest of the country, BC has been late to adapt, criticized for not using it during the atmospheric river or heat dome events in 2021, with government downplaying its usefulness.
Broadcasting to a larger area and the potential for panic.
The province changed policy, facilitating 23 alerts for wildfires so far this year at the request of local authorities. It was the first attempt at an intrusive alert for the Shuswap.
It took a team of 4 of us sitting around the table to get that out, and now that we're into the process, I think next time it's just going to go a lot smoother.
Pelmerex, the company that runs the technology, tells CTV News they did not have distribution issues on their end. The province and regional district are now looking into the rollout. The technology has untapped potential.
As soon as you enter an area where the alert is still active, the phone will trigger,
which could warn those nearing wildfires of what lies ahead, a function that hasn't been used in BC. Penny Daflos, CTV News, Vancouver.
Details are emerging about a tragedy sending chills through a community near Montreal. 3-year-old twins are dead. Their father is suspected of killing the boys before taking his own life. CTV's Stéphane Giroux reports.
Antoine and Tristan Lamontagne were identical twins. Their father's Facebook page is filled with loving pictures of what everyone assumed must have been a happy family. Saturday afternoon, though, police rushed to Yann Lamontagne's home in Notre-Dame-des-Prairies near Joliette.
À vous glacer le sang.
I heard a frightening scream, says this neighbor, the type you never forget. I knew something bad had happened. The Quebec police force confirmed the tragedy that took place at the upscale home, where signs of a once happy household still remain.
It looks like a father who murdered his 2 children and after took his own life.
The SQ would not disclose the cause of death. A confidential source confirmed to CTV News that Yann Lamontagne was arrested a few days before the tragedy and that he was released with a promise to appear in court at a later date this fall. A family neighbors describe as very low-key.
Ces voisins-là, on les voyait pas souvent.
We didn't see them often, she says. They seem to lead very busy lives. Yann Lamontagne ran an internet security firm. Some media have reported Lamontagne had just separated and suffered from depression. Members of the community wish he had sought help. I can't see how someone could do this, she says. If you're not well, seek help. The children, though, never had their say in their father's final choice. Stéphane Giroux, CTV News in Notre-Dame-des-Prairies.
Concern tonight over a growing online threat, and kids, mostly boys, 13 and under, are most vulnerable. It's called sex-tortion, essentially blackmail using sexual images. CTV's Matt Gilmore reports.
The numbers are startling.
We're averaging right now 10 reports a day.
And the Canadian Centre for Child Protection says 20% of victims are under 13 years old.
In the last few months, we're seeing younger and younger children.
So schools are preparing. Jamie Quinn is an educational consultant with the EMSB. She says the board now teaches cyber safety as part of its sex ed curriculum.
Teaching kids how to be safe, and what you put online is no longer yours.
She says without proper education, children and teens can be easily tricked into posting compromising photos online.
Surprisingly enough, there's more boys that are being sextorted than girls are.
According to the Centre for Child Protection, 91% of reported victims are male, and almost 80% of incidents happen on Instagram and Snapchat, where sextortionists use what are called bait videos.
It's a recording of a young girl who then proceeds to ask the male to do something sexual on screen.
The issue grabbed international headlines this summer when the parents of a Michigan teen went public. Their 17-year-old son took his own life after falling victim to one of these scams.
With the age range that's targeted, is they're highly embarrassed, ashamed. That is used against them.
Quinn says parents need to be paying attention.
Talk to your children.
And says starting early can make a big difference.
Reading books with them, teaching them, talking about the risks that if you put something online, if you see something online, tell me about it.
She says many children get into trouble when they try to handle sextortionists on their own. There are resources available like the Centre for Child Protection and cybertip.ca. Matt Gilmore, CTV News.
Coming up, a stroke survivor gets her voice back.
I think you are wonderful.
Artificial intelligence does the talking.
Oh, and around goes a couple cars. Priest upside down.
Plus, no one expected the race car driver to pull through this. A veteran NASCAR driver is promising a comeback after a heart-stopping crash in Florida.
Big push coming now for Harvick. Oh, and around goes a couple cars. Priest upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass.
Ryan Preece's number 41 spun, flipped, and rolled nearly a dozen times at the Daytona International Speedway. But miraculously, the 32-year-old was able to climb out of his mangled Ford. NASCAR says Preece is heading home after spending the night in hospital, where he tweeted, "If you want to be a race car driver, you better be tough." Well, a tough challenge for stroke victims, patients who lose the ability to speak, is finding a way to communicate. Now, artificial intelligence has given Anne Johnson her voice back. As CTV's John Vanavali Rao reports, it's thanks to a digital avatar and a brain implant.
In 2005, a rare brainstem stroke left Anne Johnson paralyzed and unable to speak. A mother of two,
You show me what it's like.
who just a few years earlier was seen on her wedding day, cracking jokes and full of life, and now helping to make history for the first time in almost 2 decades, speaking in her own voice, thanks to groundbreaking technology.
What do you think of my artificial voice?
Johnson, who is from Regina, has been working with researchers in California, developing a system that can let her talk using a digital avatar.
I think you are wonderful.
And a voice that resembles her own by reading her brain signals and decoding them.
So we decoded text, so, just the message of what they were trying to say. We also directly decoded sound, so the sound of what they're trying to say.
A sensor was surgically attached above the part of Johnson's brain vital to speech. Computers powered by artificial intelligence were able to read signals blocked from reaching her vocal tract because of the stroke and decode them not only into speech but facial expressions which the avatar mimicked. The researchers also used audio from her wedding speech to synthesize the voice she used to have. In a video carrying out a conversation with her husband.
How are you feeling about the Blue Jays today?
Anything is possible.
Well, you're showing not a lot of confidence in them today, are you?
You are right about that.
The speed is about half that of a typical conversation, and not entirely accurate, but remarkable nonetheless. They're working on improvements and hope eventually to give a voice to others with speech impairments because of a stroke, ALS, or other neurological disorder.
They show that it makes sense to try to give people with severe paralysis a new means of communication.
And Johnson helping to prove what's possible. John Vanavali Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Still ahead, out of the royal pages of the past. New insight from scribbles centuries old. Some clever detective work is giving the world a rare glimpse into the mind of Henry VIII. The monarch is best known for reforming the British Church and beheading those who got in his way. But as CTV's Kevin Gallagher reports, tiny fingers suggest the ruthless tyrant was filled with regrets in his final days.
In the pages of history, the ruthless reign of Henry VIII is well documented.
Refinement's a thing of the past.
On screen, he's portrayed as a glutton.
For King Henry! For England!
A skilled fighter.
No! Your Majesty!
And a tyrant who beheaded 2 of his wives. Now a new discovery, hidden in the margins of a 500-year-old text, could give a glimpse into the king's inner thoughts.
It was so exciting. I was just shocked.
Carleton University professor Micheline White found faint scribbles in a prayer book gifted to King Henry by his 6th wife, Catherine Parr.
It's a little hand with a pointed index finger.
It's known as a manicule, commonly used in Henry's time to highlight important passages. White instantly recognized the king's hand.
We see that there's a very distinctive cuff at the wrist, and Henry always drew a cuff exactly like this.
More significant to White was what those fingers were pointing to.
He marks a passage saying, "Take away thy plagues from me, for thy punishment hath made me both feeble and faint." So it's fascinating to see that in this book then, he's willing to grapple with the fact that he's ill, that God must be punishing him for something, and that he needs to ask God for help.
These passages were marked near the end of Henry's life, as the king was in tremendous pain from a leg ulcer, at war with France, all while governing a country rife with religious and political upheaval.
We think of Henry being tyrannical and very confident and ruthless in all of his decisions, and yet here we see that he is also, at least at some moments, anxious that he has made unwise decisions and that he repents for those and that he wants God to make him wiser.
But it's not clear what decisions the king thought were unwise.
I don't think he probably regretted executing the wives who he believed had been adulterous.
A Canadian connection to the latest revelation into the most infamous British monarch. Kevin Gallagher, CTV News, Ottawa.
After the break, in sickness and in health, a dimming of memory renewed by everlasting love. We leave you tonight with a story of life imitating art, notebook style. Just like in the movie, Marie Ray doesn't remember her husband of 6 decades because dementia has robbed her of the details. But the pair has found a way back, as CTV's Adam Sawatsky discovered.
As Michael Ray looks back to when he and Marie first met, when this was him and that was her, they were both confident they'd eventually vow to have and to hold.
This was the girl for me. And fortunately, she thought I was the man for her.
And vowing for richer or poor wouldn't be a problem, because they were already beyond broke.
And the lady who was fitting us up said, should you be getting married if you can't afford the ring?
Well, the ring could be paid off in installments. Staging a ceremony or buying a wedding dress was simply impossible.
The first year was very, very difficult.
But money doesn't matter, they were told. And after 65 happy years of marriage, both agreed unconditional love does.
She always knows me, but she doesn't know we're married.
Since being diagnosed with dementia, Marie can't remember vowing in sickness and in health, but she never seems to forget how to fall in love with Michael.
And she says, you know, we get on well, why don't we get married?
So he accepted her proposal, vowing a ceremony different than the last.
And she wanted us to get married and have a wedding dress. So that's why we're doing it for her.
The director of the Sydney care home, Joan Smith, says the residents have made decorations while the nurses are moonlighting as makeup artists.
We've got hidden talents that we didn't know we had.
But then, after countless hours of volunteering, a 103-year-old flower girl creates a path of petals, and the bride begins approaching her groom, wearing the sort of elegant dress she'd always dreamed of.
Age has not withered her looks in the slightest. If anything, it's enhanced them.
And after renewing their vows, Michael thanked Marie for teaching him so much about living life and loving well.
Love is giving, caring, helping them to become everything they're able to become.
Well, even though memories fade, Marie couldn't have been happier to become his bride this day. A reminder of a feeling she can't seem to forget, being loved every day. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Sydney.
How wonderful is that? That is our newscast for this Sunday. Thank you for sharing your time with us. I'm Sandy Ronaldo. Vashti Capellas will be here at the Anchor Desk tomorrow. Good night for now. Have a good and safe week ahead.